February 14, 1991, Valentine's Day, 1 a.m. Captain Tim Bennett and Captain Dan Bakke are flying an F-15E Strike Eagle 300 miles deep into Iraq, hunting Scud missile launchers. They're above heavy cloud cover, waiting for targeting coordinates from an AWACS aircraft, when they get a different kind of call. An American Special Forces team is in trouble. 5 Iraqi helicopters are closing in on their position, dropping troops to surround them. The team needs air support. Now. Bennett and Bakke arm their weapons. 4 GBU-10 Paveway 2 laser-guided bombs, 2,000 pounds each. 4 AIM-9 Sidewinder missiles. They descend through the clouds at 600 knots, almost 700 miles per hour, toward a firefight they can't yet see. What happens next is the only air-to-air kill of the entire Gulf War, and it's achieved with a weapon that was never designed to shoot down aircraft. A 2,000-pound bomb, dropped on a helicopter, in mid-flight. This is that story. The Special Forces team Bennett and Bakke were racing to save had been operating deep behind enemy lines, identifying mobile Scud launchers for coalition aircraft to destroy. Dangerous work. 300 miles from the Saudi border. No backup. No quick extraction. And they'd been discovered. Iraqi forces were converging on their position. Ground troops closing from multiple directions. And 5 Mi-24 Hind helicopters, flying gunships capable of carrying 8 troops each, were coordinating the attack, dropping soldiers at strategic points to cut off escape routes. The team was being herded east into an unwinnable fight. Bennett dropped his F-15E to 2,500 feet above the desert floor, punching through low clouds, closing on the target area at over 600 knots. Anti-aircraft fire lit up the night sky, tracers rising toward them. AAA so thick Bennett could see the muzzle flashes from Iraqi positions on the ground. Through his weapons system officer's targeting pod, a forward-looking infrared sensor that could see in total darkness, Bakke spotted the helicopters. They were moving in a pattern, landing, dropping troops, lifting off, repositioning, coordinated, professional. Bennett's radar confirmed them, Mi-24 Hinds, Soviet-designed attack helicopters, heavily armed, each one carrying a squad of Iraqi infantry. Bennett armed a Sidewinder missile. This should be simple. Lock on, fire, move to the next target. But something made Bakke hesitate. He had good laser range to the lead helicopter on the ground. The targeting solution was solid for a GBU-10 bomb drop, and if they hit the Hind while it was stationary, they'd also take out the troops it had just dropped. 2 targets with 1 bomb. Bakke called, cleared to pickle. Bennett released a GBU-10, 2,000 pounds, laser-guided, designed to destroy bunkers and harden targets, not helicopters. The bomb fell away. The F-15 lurched upward, suddenly 2,200 pounds lighter. And then the Iraqi helicopter took off. The moment the GBU-10 separated from the aircraft, it was committed. The bomb follows the reflected laser light that Bakke's targeting pod is painting on the target. As long as Bakke keeps that laser spot on the helicopter, the bomb's guidance fins will steer toward it. But the helicopter is now accelerating, climbing, moving at 100 knots, over 115 miles per hour. Bakke fights to keep the laser designator locked on the fast-moving target. The bomb is in flight, time to impact ticking down. Bennett has the Sidewinder ready as backup. If the bomb misses, he'll fire the missile. The estimated impact time passes. Nothing. Bennett assumes the bomb missed. He begins maneuvering for a second attack run, preparing to fire the Sidewinder. Bakke keeps the laser on target. Gut feeling, professional instinct. 3 seconds pass, maybe 5. Then Bennett sees it through the targeting pod. The bomb, traveling at terminal velocity, following the laser, impacts the helicopter mid-flight. There's a massive flash, pieces flying in different directions. The Mi-24 essentially vaporizes, Gone, no debris field, no burning wreckage spiraling to the ground, just an explosion and empty air. Bennett's first thought isn't celebration, it's, did we just kill a friendly helicopter? Special forces were operating Sikorsky MH-53 PAV-low helicopters in the same region. Long-range, low-altitude penetration aircraft designed for exactly the kind of deep insertion missions the team on the ground was conducting. If Bennett and Bakke had just hit a PAV-low by mistake. The AWACS controller comes over the radio. I understand you visually identified that as an Iraqi helicopter. Bennett keys his mic. Negative. I did not visually ID. I identified it as a Mi-24 using infrared. There's a pause. Bennett and Bakke are both thinking the same thing. Friendly fire, court. Friendly fire, court-martial, dishonor. Then confirmation comes through. The Special Forces team on the ground saw the kill. It was definitely an Iraqi Hind. The other 4 helicopters scattered immediately. Iraqi ground forces broke contact. The team was able to reposition and later extract safely. Bennett and Bakke had just saved 17 American lives by destroying a helicopter with a bomb, mid-flight, at night, using a weapon never designed for air-to-air combat. The next day, the Black Hole, the coalition headquarters in Riyadh, called them personally to express gratitude. The irony of this kill isn't lost on anyone who understands the F-15E Strike Eagle's mission. The Strike Eagle is the ground attack variant of the F-15 Eagle, arguably the greatest air superiority fighter ever built. The basic F-15 has an air-to-air combat record of 104 wins and 0 losses. Undefeated. When the Air Force needed a replacement for the F-111 Aardvark deep strike bomber, they took the F-15's speed and payload capacity and optimized it for hitting ground targets. The F-15E carries bombs, not air-to-air missiles as its primary armament. It's flown by a pilot and a weapons system officer who specializes in finding and destroying ground targets. It's designed to penetrate enemy airspace at low altitude, hit strategic targets, and get out. Air-to-air combat is a secondary mission. The Strike Eagle can defend itself. It still has the F-15's speed and maneuverability, and it carries Sidewinder missiles for self-defense. But that's not what it's built for. And yet here's Captain Tim Bennett and Captain Dan Bakke, scoring the F-15E's first and only air-to-air kill. Not with a Sidewinder missile, not even with the 20mm cannon, with a 2,000-pound laser-guided bomb designed to destroy reinforced concrete bunkers. It's the equivalent of using a sledgehammer to swat a fly, except the fly is moving at over 100 miles per hour and shooting back. The aircraft they flew that night, F-15E tail number 890487, is still in service with the U.S. Air Force, still assigned to the 335th Fighter Squadron, the same unit Bennett and Bakke flew with in 1991. On the left side of the fuselage, just below the canopy, there's a small green star, air-to-air victory marking, the only F-15E to carry one. In May of 2024, aircraft 890487 logged its 15,000th flight hour, 33 years of continuous service, 17 combat deployments, Afghanistan, Iraq again, Syria, wherever the Air Force needs precision strike capability. And that green star is still there. A reminder of the night 2 Air Force captains improvised a solution to an impossible problem and saved 17 American lives with a weapon nobody thought could shoot down a helicopter. The Gulf War saw plenty of impressive aerial victories. F-15C Eagles dominated Iraqi fighters in air-to-air combat. Wild Weasels suppressed Iraqi air defenses. Stealth fighters struck Baghdad with impunity. But this engagement stands alone. One aircraft, one bomb, one helicopter, mid-flight, at night, under fire. It's never happened before. It'll probably never happen again. And it's the only air-to-air kill of Desert Storm. If you served in Desert Storm or knew someone who did, share their stories in the comments. And subscribe to Gulf War Chronicles for more untold stories from the war. Until next time,